Hey y'all, Matt here with Bobcat Bonsai, and today I received my, I have such a hard time saying this, Loblolly Pines. I got them in the mail, and they're bare roots. So today we're just going to get them slapped into some pots so that we can have them ready for spring of 2024 to start doing some work. I mean, we might end up topping them this year. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this video takes us. We might end up trimming some and then letting the other ones go and just see how they end up playing themselves out. All right, let's get to it. All right, so here we go. We've got a few of these Loblolly Pines here and some free weeds. Everybody loves free weeds. Wow, I think it was in there pretty tight. So I've got my nice little pond basket here. It's just a little 4-inch one. I am gonna put in just some regular screen so that I do not lose some of the finer soil off the bottom, since it does have all these extra air holes everywhere. I'm not worried about putting in a slightly smaller mesh here. I think we'll get good drainage and good good drainage and good airflow. That's the words I was looking for. All right. So now we've got that in there. I've got a little tub of soil down here. Oh, it's actually a pretty big bucket of soil. So I'm just gonna take and slap some in there. And just set this back between my legs so that I can just reach down as I do them. Because I got I think that it was 10 of them. Let's see. One. Well, that's a pretty nice piece of moss right there. Okay, got distracted again. 1, 2, 3, and they're all ranging in sizes too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Whoa. That's a pleasant surprise there. I was only supposed to get 10, and I got 18 of them. So right now all I'm doing, I'm just sorting out, pulling some of the smaller ones to one side and some bigger ones to the other side. We'll count that as a bigger one. It's so hard to decide. But look at this. That's super cool. This one's got some crazy movement in it already. So that's actually a super positive. I was gonna trim up some of the roots, but I don't think I'm going to when there's just this one here. I need to, but I need more feeders to come off of this before I decide to commit to cutting off any roots here. So I'm just gonna take and feed this down in here. Okay, I lied. I am gonna cut this off. And this. And now I'm happy with that. So I'm just gonna fill some soil in around it. And then I just compress the soil a little bit. And this soil is nice and moist because it has cocoa coir and sphagnum moss in it, so it's very moist. And it's very moist because I had to soak that in water before I could go through and use it. Like the piece I just pulled out that was super dry. I just pulled that out and just mushed it back in there a little bit. Alright, so I am going to end up using just a little bit of wire here because I do want the trunk to stand upright. So let me pull out my wire nips and we'll get to work on this one. And don't worry, I don't plan on making you watch me do this over and over again. After this one right here, we are going to jump ahead until I get a few other ones done. And then we'll come back and we'll discuss from there how we feel things went. So I'm just stabbing all the way down in. And it looks like this one may have accidentally gotten cut at some point right there. But for now, we'll leave that alone. We're just gonna keep coming up. We're gonna check for buds as we're coming up because we don't wanna damage this little guy at all. It had enough stress in its life. So we've got a bud here, a bud there, another one there. So I'm gonna try to jump. No, I'm not gonna be able to jump above it. So we're gonna come below it. All right. And the needles on these are very long, but I think it's gonna end up having a really cool look to it when we're all said and done. So let's just get some more movement here coming up. Whew. These needles. And it looks like this is a 2 needle type. Sorry if I keep putting my head in front of you. I'm still trying to figure out a good angle for down here, so you're probably going to get a bunch of different views all the time until I figure this out. So I'm not going to do like a giant cut here. We're just going to do a little cut, and I actually like where we're stopping right here. I do like that has some angle, but I also like right here where it's got some good budding. That looks like it could be a good stopping point. So we're just going to come in and cut right above there. Maybe we'll use this as a cutting later. I haven't decided yet, but this will probably end up making the needles all turn brown, and that's okay. That is okay. We're going to try different methods with all of them and just see which method ends up taking the best. And then I know for the future, that is the way that I should do things. If that makes any sense. Alright, so we've got movement coming down, so I'm just going to take it back this way, bring it back, bring it up. I actually want to bring this down more. Yes. Yes. I love that. Sorry. Take it around this way and back it up. And that is going to be the movement on this little guy right here. All right, so quite a few more here. Let me get the rest of these big ones all potted up, and then I will be right back with you. Alright, so we're down to the last few, and these ones are all going to be done in the group planting. So what I've decided to do here is show you this last little group planting. I figured out as I was going through what was the easiest way for me to get these set up. I mean, I'm down to 4. I started out with 18, so this should go a little bit quicker than that first one we were playing with. Oh look, another piece of grass. That's fancy. Alright. So once I get this all laid out, I'll then come in and just trim the needles back a little bit. Actually, it's a lot of it. I trimmed the needles back a lot of it. I'm not going to do anything with the tops until I group them, because I'm not exactly sure which one I'm going to place where yet. I figured we could go through that whole decision-making process together and figure out how we wanted to go. Well, I guess it's not how we want to go, because I still have to make the decision myself. But you'll get to see where I decided to go with it. The needles on these things are crazy. But I think it's going to lead to a pretty cool look overall. So now all I'm doing is just trimming up the needles, and then we will get to the fun part. Actually, I can't wait to give you a little look-see around everything when I'm done, because I feel like I got some good movement and quite a few different techniques wrapped up, and I'm not anticipating on all of them surviving, because they were shipped Bareroot and got stuck because of that storm that came through. So everything came nice and moist, and I'm hoping for the best, which is all we can do. All we can do is hope for the best, and then we just work with what we've got at the end. Okay, so now we got those all trimmed up. I'm going to look at the root bases here. I'm going to say, okay, you have like no roots whatsoever, so I'm just going to nip those longer ones there. Come over to this one and say, okay, well, you're doing a little bit better. So I'm still just going to nip the longer ones, just enough to get me back to a workable spot. This one's looking really good. Forgot that one little needle there. Alright, and then this is the last one here. This one looks like it's having some struggles as well. Alright, so now that we got these all done up, we have to figure out how exactly we want them grouped together. So there's a whole lot of curves. And I think that's where the fun's going to come into it here. Figuring out which curve to work in what direction. And also the thickness. We want to make sure that we have the right thickness going in the right direction. Alright, so I mean, for right now, I'm actually pretty happy with this. The chunks aren't straight, so I mean, it's gonna be what it's gonna be here as far as when they seam together. How they choose to do it's how just how it's gonna go, and that's okay with me. All right, so we're gonna end up putting on a little bit more wire here. So I'm gonna get the wire slapped onto it, and then I will be right back with you. All right, so got the wire put on here. Just realized I trapped the root in there as I was trying to show you guys my cool little wire job. So the roots are going to be all down through here. That's going to be a separate mess I'll have to deal with later. But we're just going to take it and get it stuck down into here. Let me grab some more soil. So I actually found that it was easier when I was going through and doing these to wire them, since they're straight. Just wire them up while they're not potted. I mean, it's like little single pieces, so I was like, whew, this is so much easier. So that was what I went with there. Alright, so we got some nice little movement here. But now it's time to come in and just tweak it a little bit. So I'm just going to get my twist just a little bit tighter. And bring it out. And just kind of twist it as it's coming in. The wire really loosened up there because somebody was twisting in the wrong direction. So let's fix my twist here. So we're gonna just bring this one back and around. Bring it up a little bit. And right there's where that one will end at. So I want this one to come back towards the back more, because that's where that one's more or less placed at. So we're just going to twist this wire a little more just to tighten it in. And then on this one, we're probably not going to give it, I might even take some of this movement out of this one, just a little bit. Just add a little bit of movement into this one right here. So for this little guy, we're just going to bring it back a little. And just kick it in and then out. Then we have this little guy. Which is going to be our new center tree, because when I was twisting, I broke that one right there. So that one's gonna most likely end up completely dying off. So this one right here will now become our new little center. All right, so the only thing we have left to do is come through and decide what we're gonna keep as far as the tops go. So the one that I broke, I'm just gonna leave alone. I'm not gonna do anything with that. This one has a little branch forming right in here. So I'm gonna come in and just nip that one off. So I'm coming and I'm looking over here. And I'm like, okay, that one's at this height right here. And since that's probably gonna be my new center, I wanna take the side one down. And I see that I have a little branch forming possibly right there, so I'm just going to come in here and nip that one. Now we're going to come over to this side, and again we're looking and we're here to here, This one doesn't have much to choose from as of right now, so for now I'll trim it there and hope for the best. This one, what I've been doing is, I know they're probably too skinny, this set at least, but I've just been taking them, cleaning them off, and then I have a little bucket that I'm actually taking the cuttings and putting all the cuttings down, just putting them into some soil, seeing if something grows. If not, that's okay. If so, awesome. But that's what we've got here for this one. So now we'll just listen to a little music and take a little tour around all these little trees I just designed up. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that content with my Loblolly Pines. If you did, please give my video a thumbs up. If you do enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel because that will help me out greatly. And if you really like my content, hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time I release a new video. Thank you for coming along, and have a good rest of your day.